Hello there. Well, today's video is all about Zman lures and specifically Zman lures for fishing for wrasse. Zman have got quite a few advantages when it comes down to wrasse fishing. You get between 6 and 10 baits per packet, and they're all about £4.99. But as they're toothproof, they're virtually indestructible, and as a result of that, they represent really good value for money for wrasse fishing. You can go and buy cheaper lures, like for example the big bite ones, which are sort of like £2.50 for 10 or so. So much cheaper, but a wrasse can just bite its tail off. Whereas these ones, they don't tend to. So I've grouped them into 3 different groups. We've got creatures, we've got shads, and then we've got others. So we're going to start off with creatures. These particular ones are the punch crawl Z's. Punch crawls in California crawl. So let's just get them out and show you what colour they are. Hopefully the lighting in here today is going to give you a good idea of colour. So a nice green with red and black flecks. On the other side, slightly darker green. But yeah, great lures. Caught loads of wrasse on these, and as you know with Z-Man, they are just like that stretchy, and that's as a result what makes them toothproof. So that's the punch crawls. Then we have the in California crawl. So this is the scented shrimps in Houdini. There is a slight downside to these; they stink. So let's get these out, show you what these are like. So these are the shrimps. There we go in Houdini. So quite a natural looking colour. Some red flecks to it, and yeah, again, you can't smell this, I can, and yeah, they pong. The punch crawls I would probably put on a size 1 hook. These, looking at them, I'd probably put them on a 1/0. This is a 1/0 here, so let's just have a go at rigging it. We'll actually get to use these hopefully next week. Will be the first time I've used the shrimps. They are quite with the scent they've got them, quite slippery. So we'll go through there and then measure it with our thumb as we do, and then back in there there's a nice hook slot for them to go into. We're nearly through, and then it's the usual, just sort of wiggling it around and making it there we go. So yeah, that would sit quite comfortably on a 1/0 hook. As I said, first time I've used them, so that they are a bit slippery and greasy on your fingers. So that I might give them a gentle wipe first of all, just to get some of the oily part of the scent off, and also make my fingers smell less. So that's the scented shrimps. We've then got the easy tubes. This particular one is in pumpkin colour. So let's just get one of these out. And we've got these. Oops, as they all decide to come out together in pieces. So these are the Z-Man tubes. I can feel the salt on them by the feel of it. Yeah, and maybe you can see it on my fingers. So yeah, they're a salted bait, obviously very, very stretchy. For their size, yet again, I'll probably go for a 1/0 on these. So just with regards to rigging, going all the way up to the top to there. Mark where it's going to go. Flatten the tube off, and then go straight through like so. And then as usual we can just skin them like that. So there's our tubes, the easy tubes. But the smell of these, yeah, these are scented as well. These stink too. Next one we're coming to is the ball hogs. These are new to me. I've not used the ball hogs yet, but looking forward to these. These do look really good. So in California crawl again, for the first time for Z-Man that I've noticed, these actually do come in a little plastic tray. I'm assuming just to try and help keep all their appendages in the right place. So California crawl, we've got light green on one side, and then dark green on the other side. Obviously with their which are joined. The appendages at the end, obviously you can separate them. If you do separate them, they will probably take a bit to break, because that's the nature of the elastec material. So there we go, they're broken now. So with that, they'll flutter quite nicely. Yet again, for its size, probably again go on a 1/0 hook, ideally with the bend coming out about there. So they're going to get bitten probably amidships about there. So quite like the look of those. I'm looking forward to trying those. With those particular ones, you get 5 per pack, and all the other ones, the shrimps, you get 5 per pack, and the punch crawls and the tubes, you get 6 per pack. Next one is the scented crabs. Yet again, by the name implies, they stink. They're all scented with the Procure Super Gel, but these ones are in root beer gold. I've only had one fish on one of these, and I've managed to lose another one. But yeah, nice crab lure, realistic shape. From a hooking point of view, where I would hook these, where I've used them previously, I actually go through this part here, take the hook all the way through, so it's coming out about there, and then I'll have it rigged like so. It'll work quite nicely that way, so they're coming through the water sideways, which is how a crab moves. Let's just put the hook back some safe. So yeah, that's the crabs, and yet again, you know, they're stupid stretchy. Okay, next one we're coming on to is going to be the curly tails. So this is the Zman grub. These are in motor oil, and we are getting 5 per packet in these. Curly tails. So similar to the other grubs that I use, but by the looks of this one, the way Zman have created this one, is that the curl is actually on the side of the lure. Normally, if you held the lure with its tail that way, it would in effect be like that. But as you can see, this tail is on the side of the lure, so that could make it for an interesting swimming action. Split belly as well. It's got eyes, noticeable, and obviously a hook slot on the top as well, nice and stretchy. So yeah, that'd be good. Looking forward to using those. And just by the looks of them, I don't know how well the camera's going to pick this up. I think that's going to catch the light well as well. So they're a nice colour there. The next one, there's 5 in that packet. The next one are the finesse shads in Junebug. Great colours in Junebug. 8 per packet this time. So quite a small bait this time. So if they're getting really finicky and picky, this could be the one to use. Probably go on a 1 hook on this. So let's just have a go at rigging him up. Just see which way. We've got a belly slot there. So we'll go in there. Having a slight tag end, longer than I've got on this particular hook. I don't know how well you can see that, longer than that. On some Zmans can be really good because it does actually help hold the bait in position. But I'll talk to you about that when we get onto the shads in a minute. So into the hook slot and then out. I'll probably redo that one just to take that out again so I can get a little bit nicer for you. Still covered in nice oily Procure from the previous ones. There we go. So now we've got the hook actually sat in the hook slot on the top, so completely weedless. That'd be good. I'd like to use those. Looking forward to that. See what happens with those. Next ones we've got coming up are the Hula Sticks. These are watermelon red. We've got 6 per packet. And these are the Hula Sticks. So your conventional stick bait, but they've got their 4 wiggly appendages on the end. So with Zman, the way they are, they float, so that obviously can aid presentation. But with a lure like this, once it hits the bottom on a Texas rig, for example, it will sit there like that, and you can easily twitch it. And obviously with water movements on the appendages there, it'll work really well. Yet again, I'll probably go on a 1 hook there. I'll thread it all the way through to about there. Then the hook will come out. So my actual hook point is going to be sitting about there. But nice lures. I've got more faith in using something like that because of the appendages at the end of it to give it some action than I would a conventional worm, which to me are quite a boring lure and doesn't seem to have much action. But they do catch really well. So maybe I'll have to start trying to use those. Just let's put that hook away. Next ones I'm going to show you are the diesel minnows. These are in Mellotron. They're 4 inches. These are, I think they're almost a little bit big for Wrasse, but I do use them and have caught on them. So that's it in Mellotron. I've got it in another colour here, which is called Houdini. let's just show you Houdini. Oops. So that's Houdini. You can rig these conventionally, or you can use TT lures, which also come via Zman and through Lure Lounge. So with these ones, I haven't yet crushed the barbs on these. Obviously, that's something I would do. The way these chin locks work is when you're rigging these, you want to come through the nose and almost straight away come out. So as you can see, I've hardly gone through any distance at all. Take the lure all the way up over that leaded, it's a piece of lead, the chin lock there. Yet again, measure where you want it to come out. Find your hole, the belly slot. Now these have got sort of a dorsal fin, which is a way of keeping the hook completely buried. So there we go. So that's how that's rigged. Let's move that out of the way so you can see that a little bit better. And they won't come off. They're on there good without any problems at all because of the chin lock there. So that works really nicely. 3/0 hook, maybe a touch big. I think I personally preferred from a Wrasse point of view to put that on probably a 2/0, maybe even a 1/0. Just to give you an idea, these are 4 inches long. The one I'm going to put aside it is a Zoom 4-inch lure. So as you can see, there's quite a bit difference in size there. The Zman is a little bit bigger. So that's that one. Also to show you on the Houdinis and the Houdini colours, these are the TT Lures snake lock jig heads. These slightly different, they're articulated, so that's great. Obviously you can give the lure a lot more action. But as they don't have the chin lock system there, what you can get is either some very, very small O-rings, as you can see by that one, or you can use float rubber for roach pole type floats with really, really fine ends. Once you've got the hook onto the lure, before you put it through the back, slide this either small O-ring or a float rubber on, push it all the way up to the top there, then it will actually hold it in position. So there we go. That's my review of Zman lures. As I said, they're $4.99 for between 5 to 8 baits. They're very, very strong. They don't tend to break. They float, so they can aid presentation. And they're non-toxic, which is great. So this is my review of Zman lures. If you do like it, please give me a nice big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and if you have any questions, please leave them below. Thanks a lot. Bye now.